Hi guys, welcome to ASX Market Watch, and welcome to a view of the world. That's right, a view of the world from a chartist's point of view. What does that mean? Well, we're looking at the charts, where the economy is heading from a chartist's point of view. It's a great way to look at it from another angle, especially if you look at the economy as a whole, or you look at broker reports, or you look at fundamentals. However you tend to look at the markets, money, or economics, the charts are another great way to do it, and another great opportunity to just see where everything is heading. We're looking at all around the world today as well, so down under Australia, we're looking at the Americas, we're looking at the FTSE in Europe, and we're looking at the Hang Seng in Asia as well. Might even have a quick look at the Shanghai Index as well. That's a fantastic chart at the moment. It's just a beautiful chart. So let's jump straight into it, guys, because we check out a whole bunch of tools. We don't actually just limit ourselves to one or two tools. We show you a whole lot so that you can learn from it and take it and use it in your own trading as well, which is the best part. Now, this is the All Ordinaries Australia, and what I've just done is drawn a downtrend line. Now, as you can see, what we've got in this downtrend line is consolidation around this downtrend line, which will tend to happen. Just quickly, what we've had over the last 12 months now is this amazing sideways action. Now, there's two parts to this sideways action that I really want to tell you about. The first is Dow's Theory. It's one part of Dow's theory. Charles Dow, obviously, is one half of the Dow Jones Index, coined his theories in the late 1800s. Now, one of his theories was three-wave theory. In other words, or his wave theory, which Elliott Wave later coined and termed his own in Elliott Wave theory. If you really want to get into that, or the history about it, simply what it means for you guys as a market participant is it moves in three waves up. So we've got first leg up, which is pure speculation. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's pure speculation. The second wave up is earnings. So we've got earnings. The earnings start to come back into the black, which means that the companies are starting to earn money again. And the second leg of Dow's theory is really fueled by company earnings and company reports. Now, that is where I feel we're at the moment, and this little coil here, or this long-term sideways movement, is just the basis for this next move up. Why is that? Because any sideways movement is basically like a spring. It's like a spring that is coiling up and coiling and coiling and coiling and coiling until it eventually lets go, and when it does, that is when the magic happens. Now, as you can see, we've got that longer term one, but what have we got here? We've got this shorter term one that's happening right now, this very present day as well. So this is probably one of the most exciting parts about the Australian market at the moment, is this little tiny coil. People would call it a Davos box, people would call it a continuation pattern, call it what you like, but it's best described as a little spring that's about to explode. Now, what we need for the market to happen, for it to explode, is a breakout to the upside. On the ASX Top 200, if we were to look at that, really simple stuff is we're looking at this close above this level here. It's about 4,710. It tried so hard to do it on Monday, I think, this week, but it just could not close above it, or it might have just closed above it, but didn't quite do it significantly enough, and now the market's still coiling in this sideways movement. So the only other thing that could happen in these sideways movements is it might break out to the downside as well. So what we're looking at is this little continuation pattern. Hopefully it's a continuation pattern. If it turns out to be this broadening wedge formation, which is this, see how it broadens with every new coil, it sort of broadens, we could see another retest of the bottom of this one at about 4,500 on the ASX Top 200. However, still hoping that it will break out to the upside. To do so, it really still needs to break above this bar. And when it does, that could be the trigger point for the earnings to start coming through. Obviously, the market might show this before the earnings actually start coming through, but then eventually the earnings will start coming through, and then it'll sort of fuel, both of them will fuel each other. The earnings will fuel the market will fuel the earnings, and so on and so forth. So anyway, I hope that helps on the Australian markets. Great stuff at the moment. Really simple stuff again on the Dow Jones. What we've been saying is the market to make a move to between 11,000 and 11,600. Now, the market is spot on 11,200. It was just a few days ago. Now, why did it find resistance at 11,200? Ridiculously simple answer to that one is, there we go, this red bar here. Now, that is very simply And there we go, there's a longer term view. That is our previous resistance. So that's where the market had a lot of sellers previously. Now obviously we've got new information, hopefully new earnings coming into the market as well on the Dow Jones. And that's what we're looking at the moment. Still looking at a top target of around 11,600 for the Dow Jones. But we might see quite a lot of consolidation for a little bit of period of time around this level between 11,000, 11,200, maybe even a little bit lower as well. When it breaks out to the upside of 11,000, about 11,270 to be exact, if we see a solid break above that, expect the next test to be 11,600. That's all I'm saying for the Dow Jones. And why do we say that? Actually, that was based on a little tool called Elliott Wave. Good old Ralph Elliott coined his terms. He was bedridden, and so he checked out the markets for a whole bunch of time and coined his theory, Elliott Wave theory. What he would do is this next move that we're looking at is to go 161.8%. That's a Fibonacci number, guys, as well. Fibonacci numbers are a mathematical tool, and that's of the previous move, and that would take us to around our target of around 11,600, based on his theory and based on mathematics. The next one, let's jump into the FTSE. Really quickly on the FTSE as well, we've found that the FTSE is starting to fall away a little bit, but in all honesty, it's still strong. It's got a lot of support. Look at this uptrend line. Now, the market will tend to find support and resistance at uptrend and downtrend lines. So really, we've got a bit of support at 5,400 if the market was to come away. Now, where has the market found resistance on the FTSE as well? Pretty much almost at the previous high as well. So that's where we had a lot of sellers in the market. Again, what we're waiting for is for the next earnings period to see how the companies have matched up, or how they've done over the last 3 to 6 months. If we get strong earnings, that's when we could really break through this level. But again, we could see a little bit of consolidation underneath this level, which does tend to happen, or even a little bit above it. The market tends to consolidate at previous highs, and that is a phenomenon that we might be seeing here. The longer term target is 6,000 for the FTSE. If we wanted to see the market to reverse, we'd want to see a lower peak and a lower trough at the moment on a short term. So that's entirely possible. On a shorter term basis, we could see a close below 5,600. That would give us a shorter term sell signal. But again, there's so much support here at the moment, because we've got support at this trend line here. If I could draw it in, support at this trend line here. We've got support down at this trend line here as well. So really, this is there's quite a lot of support there for the FTSE. So I wouldn't imagine that it would fall away too quickly. If it did, it would be quite a shock. But shorter term sell signal again, 5,600. Longer term target, 6,000 still on the FTSE, and expect consolidation around the previous highs. Last but not least is the Hang Seng, and I'll try and make it really quick. We'll just jump into it there. What we're seeing on the Hang Seng is now, this one, as we were looking at previously, the Hang Seng had one of the most beautiful Elliott Wave charts that we'd seen in quite a long time. Now we had our wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you probably know, Elliott Wave moves in 5 waves up and 3 waves down, and we were currently moving into our 5th wave, or the last wave of the up move. Now our target for that was 24,800. As a minimum, and what we'd be looking at the moment, the market has gone up quite a long way in quite a short period of time on the Hang Seng, so really it could come back quite comfortably. Let's have a quick look where we're at. There we go. So it really has quite a lot of leg room. The Hang Seng could move down. I mean, it could consolidate, and where again is it consolidating? Just around this round number, 24,000. So the market does tend to find support and resistance at round numbers, guys, as well. So what we're looking at is a current consolidation between 24,000 and about 22,500. It's got a lot of support at around 21,500, where the uptrend line is as well. So really, still on a longer term basis, expecting it to go to 24,800, which is round about up here. And then on a longer term basis, it could potentially go to 28,000 or above. But again, these things take time to emerge, and when the market goes such a long way in such a short period of time, you can expect it to take a breather, and that's exactly what it's doing. So I hope this has helped on the Hang Seng. That's in Asia. We've looked at all around the world as well. There's the world as well. That's what we're looking at, but we're just looking at it from a chartist point of view. Now, I hope that's helped. I hope you guys have a great trading week, and I cannot wait for this next next earnings period to come out and hopefully cement the next phase of Dow's theory. That's exactly what I'm expecting in the markets, and I hope it comes to fruition. I hope you guys have great trading in the meantime. Until then, happy trending, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.